Hey everyone, this is Nikita from Parcel Tracker, and today I'm going to show you guys how I'd set up my account for PBSAs to streamline deliveries, notify recipients automatically, and overall make life easier for everyone involved. By the end of this tutorial, your scan and handover process should look something like this. Parcel arrives to the reception. I can scan parcels with my phone camera using the Parcel Tracker mobile app. From the In tab, I'll press Check-In, and hold the camera over the label, then press and hold the button to pick up the name and the barcode. We can add tags, write notes, and assign the parcel a storage location. Parcel Tracker auto extracts images from the scan, but you can add additional photos if needed. I can do this for multiple parcels in a row. Press Save to add the parcel to your cart and continue scanning. This is our second parcel label. Again, we'll press and hold the button to pick up the name and the barcode. If the app fails to do both, it will pick up the name first and then prompt you to scan the barcode. Then again, you can add tags, write notes, and assign the parcel a storage location. You can also get an additional photo if needed. Press Save to continue scanning. And here is our last parcel label. Again, press and hold the button to pick up the name and the barcode. You can also add a manual identifier if needed. Press this pen icon in the lower left corner. And you can enter your own identifier or create a randomly generated one. Then you can add tags, write notes, and assign the parcel a storage location. When you're done, press Save. Once you've scanned everything in, you can open the cart in the lower right corner, and then press Check-In. Those parcels are now checked in, and the recipients will automatically receive a notification to collect their parcel. When the recipient is ready to collect, they'll show me their QR code, and from there we can go to the Out tab, press Checkout. First, scan the QR code, then scan the parcel that they're going to collect, or select it from the cart. Press Checkout. Optionally, you can add a signature, notes about the collection, and a photo of the person collecting the parcel. When you're done, press Complete Checkout. Those parcels will now be signed out. The first thing I'd want to do is to set up my Parcel Tracker account, and to do that, just go to parceltracker.com and select Start for Free to create your free account. Here's what your dashboard will look like when you sign in. Before anything else, I want to show you guys how you can customize your account, and to do that, we'll go to Settings, and you'll be able to edit your company name, add your company logo, and even add your address if needed. To enter a new company name or address, just enter the new one, and to upload a logo, click on Upload Logo, select a file from your device. You can crop the image. And when you're happy with the changes, click Save Changes. While we're here, let's enable a feature under the configurator. So let's click on Features. And I want to enable additional parcel details. Later on, when I scan in a parcel through Parcel Tracker, I'll be able to add a tag, add storage locations, even add notes, and take additional photos of the parcel. All this information will be added to a digital parcel log, which you can view at any time from the Parcel Tracker app or on the dashboard. And once this is enabled, I can finally upload my recipient list. So let's go back to the dashboard and click on Recipients. Our recipient list will include students and sometimes staff who may be receiving their personal parcels at the PBSA building. The reason why we want to upload our recipient list first is because Parcel Tracker will use this information to match parcels to the correct recipient and notify them at the same time. Parcel Tracker can now read labels for recipients who don't currently exist and will give you the option to add them. However, it's still best to have a recipient list first, so you can quickly log parcels in without slowing down to add a new recipient for each parcel. To bulk upload recipients, click on Import List, and you can download a template which you can fill in, or you can select an existing file from your device. First, I'll show you what the template looks like. Here's our template. You'll see that there are some optional fields, but the most important ones you'll need will be the recipient's first name, their last name, their email. The reason why we need their email is because Parcel Tracker uses this as the primary notification platform. And finally, their location. So in a PBSA, this can be a room number, a flat number, a unit number, and also their floor. As for staff, it can be an office room or even the reception desk. Here's my sample recipient CSV list. You'll see I have a mix of students in different rooms, and I also have some staff members. And once my list is ready, I can download it as a CSV, and then we can upload it to Parcel Tracker. From the import screen, select Browse File, select the file from your device, and tick this box that says you have permission to upload the data. Click Continue. Make sure that each column is mapped out to the correct property, and here's an example of when I encountered an error. In this example, unit which I used to define room numbers was not immediately recognized as a location, so all I had to do was select the correct property, and in this case it would be location. And when you're done, click Continue. Review the information. You can even make any last-minute changes from here. And when you're happy, click Continue. And then finally, upload the data. Parcel Tracker will show you if there were any errors during the process, if there were any duplicate recipients, or if any recipient data was updated from an old CSV list. So now let's view all recipients. And you'll see that they've all been added. Since ID and alias are empty, we can hide them. Just hover over the field, click this hamburger icon, and then click Hide. Next, I want to show you guys how to upload recipients individually. So let's say that you have a new student who was joined in the middle of the academic year, and you want to onboard them onto the Parcel Tracker system so they can start receiving parcels at the building. We'll click Add Recipient, enter the necessary details, and then we can click Add and create another to add a new recipient, or Add to close the window. Next, I want to set up my scanning devices. Since Parcel Tracker is a mobile app, we can use a phone or a tablet. Apple or Android will both work, but for best performance, we recommend at least an iPhone SE or an Android with 6 GB of RAM and a 2.8 GHz processor. You can have designated devices in the building, or you can have staff download the app onto their personal phones, and if so, you can add them as Mailroom users. To add a Mailroom user, we'll go back to Settings, select Mailroom Users, then click Invite User, and enter the necessary details. You'll also be able to control their permission levels if you want this person to just be able to scan in and scan out parcels and maybe add and edit recipients, then invite them as normal. But if you want them to have more control over the features, then you can invite them as admin. And when you're done, press Send. This person will receive an invite to become a Mailroom user on your account. The next thing I want to do is to set up my tags, so let's go to Tags under Configurator. You'll see that Parcel Tracker already has some default tags, but you can add more as needed. As mentioned prior, when you scan in a parcel through Parcel Tracker, you'll be able to assign it a tag. You can use more general tags, like whether it's a high-value item, or you can add tags for special instructions. So to add a tag, click Add Tag, enter the name, and you can even select a custom color so that it's easier to see. The next thing I want to do is to set up my storage locations, so let's go to Storage Locations under the Configurator. Again, when you scan in a parcel through Parcel Tracker, you'll be able to assign it a location, and this can be really helpful in ensuring that parcels don't get misplaced, and that you can locate them immediately when the recipient is ready to collect. This can look different depending on your building's workflow. Some buildings might have 2 package rooms or 2 storage rooms, but in most cases, buildings usually only have 1 package room for the entire building. If this is the case for you, we really recommend narrowing it down to each shelf, each aisle, each row, and even lockers if you use lockers. So to add a new location, click Add Location, enter the name, and then click Save and Add Another to add a new one, or Save to close the window. Finally, I want to set up my recipient notifications, and to do that, we'll go to Inbound Notifications. You'll see a table showing you all your notification templates from its name, the type of notification, and which channel it's active in. First, I'll show you how to add custom branding to your notification. That way recipients know that the notification is coming from you. We'll select Global Style, and then we can upload our logo. You'll also be able to set the size of the logo, and you can even customize the background color and accent color to match your branding. And when you're happy with the changes, click Update. This style will now be applied to all of your notifications. Next, I'll show you guys how to customize notifications. Parcel Tracker has 4 types of notifications. The first one is check-in or delivery notifications, so this is what the recipient will receive when the parcel is first scanned in, and it will inform them to collect the parcel. The second one is collection or checkout notifications. This is what the recipient will receive when the parcel is scanned out, and it's basically confirming that they have collected the parcel. Reminders can be set up so that recipients collect their parcels in a more timely manner. And you can also enable welcome notifications for recipients who have been recently added to the Parcel Tracker system. Delivery and collection notifications are on by default, so now let's look at how to edit them. To do that, just hover over the template you want to edit and then click Open. Now you'll be able to customize the contents of the notification. On the right, you'll see a preview of what the notification will look like. You can change the template's name, enter a completely new message, and you can also add or remove any of these variables like the recipient's last name, their alias if they have an alias, and others. You can also enable advanced parcel details, and this will show the recipient things like parcel notes, who the courier was, and when the delivery arrived. And when you're happy with the changes, click Submit. And the template will have been edited. To create a new template, click on Create Template. Let's say that you want to set up a reminder notification, so click Reminder. And again, you'll be able to customize the messaging. And for reminders, you'll be able to set a reminder delay and a maximum number of reminders. When you're happy with the changes, click Submit. The template has been created, but you still have to assign it to the site. And to do that, click Assign Template. And now it's active. Finally, I want to show you some additional actions that you can do with the notifications. So to do that, just hover over the desired template. Click on these 3 dots next to it. And you'll be able to schedule the notification, duplicate it, remove it from the site, and even delete it. So let's look at scheduling notifications. Click Schedule. Scheduling can be done if you need a buffer between scanning parcels and then notifying the recipients. This is helpful if you get a high intake of deliveries every day and you need all parcels to be signed in before you can facilitate collections. To set a schedule, toggle Enable, and then set the delay, and then click Update. Now that the account setup is done, I can finally start scanning in some parcels. You're now looking at my phone screen, and I first want to show you where you can find Parcel Tracker on the iOS App Store or the Google Play Store. So whichever one you're on, go to Search and look for Parcel Tracker. Select Parcel Tracker Mailroom. And this is the app that you want to download. Once it's installed, you can just sign in with your account details and you'll be able to start scanning. Here's what the app looks like, and before I show you how to scan parcels, I first want to introduce these 4 tabs. The first one is In, which is what you use to scan in parcels, Out to check out parcels, Manage to manage parcels recipients and users, and Settings to access our live chat support, our online knowledge base, and configure the features and scanning mode. I moved my phone screen a bit to the right so I can show you guys a flowchart of where parcels are currently at in your workflow. We'll press Check In. Hold the camera over the label, and then press and hold the button to pick up the name and the barcode. Since we enabled additional parcel details earlier, we'll be able to assign the parcel tags, assign it a storage location, and we can also add notes. Parcel Tracker auto-extracts images from the scan, but you can add additional photos if needed. This is helpful if, for example, you have a larger parcel and you want to take a wider photo so that you know what it looks like. Just select the image, and you can either take a photo or select one from your gallery. Let's just take a photo as normal. And when you're done, press Save. You can do this for multiple parcels in a row. Saving adds the parcel to your cart, and you'll be able to continue scanning. This is my second parcel label. Again, we'll press and hold the button to pick up the name and the barcode. If the parcel doesn't have a barcode, or maybe it's covered in stickers, then you can add a manual identifier instead, but I'll show you that later. For now, let's try rescanning the barcode. And then again, we'll assign tags. Assign the parcel storage location. We can also add notes and get an additional photo of the parcel. And when you're done, press save. This adds the parcel to your cart, and here's our last parcel. So this time I'll show you guys how to do manual input. Again, this is useful if you can't scan the parcel label for any reason. So we'll press select recipient, and we'll select a recipient from the list. You can also search them in this bar. And if the parcel has a barcode, then you can scan it. But if it doesn't, you can press on this pen icon in the lower left corner. And you can add your own identifier. Or you can press this dice to create a randomly generated one. And when you're happy with that, press the check mark. This creates a new log. Also, we recommend marking the identifier on the parcel so it can be scanned later on. And then again, we'll add tags. Assign the parcel storage location. Add notes and get a photo of the parcel. Now we'll press save to add the parcel to our cart. And once you're done scanning, let's open the cart. Just press on this icon in the lower right corner. If you want to make any changes or if you want to delete a parcel, then you can swipe left. And when you're happy, press check-in. Those parcels will now be checked in, and recipients will automatically receive a notification. Again, when your recipients are ready to collect their parcel, they'll receive a QR code in their email, and you'll see that I have mine right here. All they have to do is present this to you at the collection point, and from there we'll go to the Out tab, select Checkout, first scan their QR code, then scan the parcel that they're going to collect, or we can select them from the cart. Since we used a QR code first, the parcels will automatically be filtered according to that recipient. And we can just select them and press checkout. Optionally, we can add a signature, add notes about the collection, and a photo of the person collecting the parcel. And when you're done, press complete checkout. And those parcels will now be checked out. You can still check out a parcel if the recipient doesn't have a QR code but was able to verify themselves in a different way. We'll press checkout. And instead of scanning the QR code, we'll just scan the parcel label directly. Open the cart, and then check out. Since we didn't use a QR code this time, we do need to add a signature to confirm delivery. And again, we can add notes and a photo of the person collecting the parcel. And when you're done, press complete checkout. That parcel will now also be signed out. You can also check out parcels from the list, so let's go to the Parcels tab. And let's look for the parcel you want to check out and click Open. And then press this Checkout Parcel button. You can add notes, and of course a signature to confirm delivery. Press Collect, and this signs out the parcel. One more tab that I think you'll find really helpful is our Statistics tab. So let's go to Statistics. And you'll be able to see information like your peak check-in and checkout times, your top careers, and your average parcel turnaround time. Since this is a fairly new account, we don't have a lot of data here yet, but I'll show you guys what it looks like once you've spent enough time with the software. Now I want to give you guys an example of how we'd use this data to streamline deliveries and resolve common bottlenecks. Let's say that your peak check-in and checkout times are between the hours of 8 AM to 10 AM. You can use this information to allocate more resources such as extra helping hands, or I can perform a parcel audit to make sure that there's enough space in my storage room for all the incoming parcels. Average turnaround time refers to the amount of time it takes for parcels to be collected after they've been signed in. If you've noticed that parcels have been sitting in storage for too long, you can set up reminders so that recipients pick up their parcels in a more timely manner. And that concludes our tutorial. Please let us know if you found this video helpful, which features you like best, and which features you want to see us add in the future. Subscribe to stay up to date, and you can find our sign up link in the description below. See you next time.